on the subject of how keeping the commandments blesses me and has blessed me. And this might be a cliche, but the 10 Commandments are so important to me. I remember when I was 3 or 4, my anger would get out of control. I was a crazy little child. And it's true, I had violent thoughts about my brother. And one night, I just wanted to get rid of him. But I remembered that thou shalt not kill. And not only was it a sin, but an unforgivable sin. And I loved God and wanted to go to heaven way too much. And so, I'm thankful for the gospel. I know I wouldn't really have heard him, but I love my little brother. He is an awesome blessing. I don't know who else I'd be able to have fun with or share all my stuff with and still love them even if they bring it all. However, another commandment that didn't seem to faze me when I was little that I would break all the time. I would lie all the time. The thought that I was breaking a commandment just didn't seem to cross my mind. And I think I blame that the commandment is thou shalt not bear false witness. And to me, I was told this just means don't lie. And that seemed like a stretch, like a bear? What does that have to do with lying? And so I didn't really understand what false witness meant until I was like 13. I do think that we should take more time to explain words that are used for multiple meanings to little kids because I think it could have helped me a little more for reading the scriptures. A commandment that blesses me on the daily is praying. And this is also a great example of a commandment that can bless us when followed correctly. And it can also be a waste of time if we do it incorrectly. I consider this commandment one I am constantly blessed by following it. Although the hardest time for me to remember to pray is often when it's just when I don't know if I should pray. Like when you cook one helping of food and then you eat it, and then you're like, I'm still hungry. And so you cook a second, I'm just like, should I pray for this or should I not? I generally go the safe route and I pray anyways. But yeah, like when I hop in bed, I don't want to pray because I don't want to kneel down. And sometimes I feel like, do I have to kneel down? And then I think, well, it's sign of respect if I do. And if I respect him, I get more blessings. So it's worth it. And so I generally kneel down. And the biggest problem is quality prayers. I find that quality is often better than quantity, even though we're supposed to have a prayer constantly in our heart. It's something that I guess I just repeat the same thing over and over again. Like when I pray for my food, since I say it twice, I just repeat the same thing both times. But sometimes it'll be like, I need to make an effort, and so I'll start thanking Heavenly Father for the individual grains that went into this quesadilla that I'm cooking, and how it was clean, and how it went to Walmart, and how my dad bought it, and how I cooked it, and how it was just so good. Although I didn't know yet because I hadn't eaten it. But that brings me to something else. For some reason, I always had a profound love for my Heavenly Father. I don't know if everyone else is born this way, or if it's just me, but I never wanted to disappoint him. I could never let my feelings against others dictate how I spoke to Heavenly Father when I prayed. And I remember being super angry as a kid, as I told you. And my dad, during family scriptures or dinner, he would purposely target me because I was angry, and he'd say, will you say the prayer? And even then, I would never say no to saying the prayer. And so I would always say it. And but I'd always want to be like passive aggressive towards them, but I knew that was not good. And so I compromised by doing what Nephi did. Prayed for his heart to be softened and their heart to be softened. So I prayed for my heart and my family's heart to be softened. And so this is something that really has blessed me though, being able to control my emotions and how I feel with my prayers. Because like getting me angry and then not knowing how to fix that, and I can just pray and I just feel so much better. It's just a great thing. Now, I'm going to try to follow President Nelson's advice, or urges us to use the full name of the church and rid ourselves of the nickname. And so I think many ex-Latter-day Saints of Jesus Christ say that they prayed and didn't feel the response. I believe that. James 5:16 says, "Therefore confess your sins to one another and pray for one another, that you may be healed. The prayer of a righteous person has great power as it is working." This verse basically just says that confess to the bishop, become righteous, and once we are righteous, pray for other people. They need help too, just like you did. Or just like I do, we do. Because righteous people's prayers work. And truly, if you just go to the bishop, if you're unworthy, it's that simple. Man up, just go. Pay whatever price it is. And if there's any doubt if you should go or not, like if you're constantly thinking, oh, I probably don't need to go, then you should go. Go anyways. It'll get the weight off of you. And it doesn't need to be a public confession. Just do it. Repenting is a commandment, and it's one that's blessed my life. And I promise it will bless all of us. Another thing that often invalidates our prayers, though, isn't just unworthiness. It's also things we might say for bravado and attention, or just repetitive prayers. And I don't actually, and when we don't actually mean what we say. In Matthew 6:7-8, it says, "And when you pray, do not heap up empty phrases as the Gentiles do, for they think that they will be heard for their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask Him." And this verse is just explaining that Heavenly Father knows what we need. He wants to hear what we need from us. He wants us to be humble enough to ask for help. I might be good at praying all the time and remembering to, but saying an honest prayer is still something I struggle with. Often I find that having a purpose, like when I sit down to read my scriptures, instead of just thanking for my family and for a great day, I try to pray for what I want to learn. And I've never been disappointed, and I generally feel the Spirit during those sessions of reading the scriptures. And I remember one time I went through school, and it was really a rough period of my life, and I just didn't know how I was going to keep going forward. I just didn't know. And so I knelt down to pray, and I prayed. And I asked for comfort, for help, and immediately I felt a burning in my bosom. I felt the Spirit, and it overcame me, and I just could not stop smiling. And the problem before that prayer was I couldn't smile. And it was just amazing. And immediately after I ended the prayer, I started another one, thanking Heavenly Father for giving me such a quick response. I didn't actually expect that, which I should have. But this didn't just happen once, it happened multiple times. Keeping the commandments is very important for progressing. In the Book of Mormon, my dad likes to point out all the time, if you keep the commandments, you will prosper in the land. And that is true. I found it to be true, and even if we don't get money, we get happiness. We get family. We get friends. We get everything we want, or that we should want. And one of my favorite commandments is to go on a mission. And ever since I was little, my favorite song was "I Hope They Call Me on a Mission," and I had like this misunderstanding where he said grow a foot or two. I always thought that meant years, so I keep counting until like 18. But my other favorite song was "Called to Serve," and I just think that explains a lot about how I felt about going on a mission, and I still feel that way. And honestly, one of my favorite things about going on a mission is I've always kind of just wanted to share the gospel, but I've never had that experience, and it's kind of hard to make the first leap, to do it the first time, or the second time even, or the third. But I feel like going on my mission and doing it will help me just get into the groove and just be able to do it all the time after I come home. And even then, it'll just help me set good habits. I just like to urge those of you who are considering to go on a mission, and even those who aren't considering, to think about it. I'd like to bear my testimony. I know this church is true. And I know that blessings from repenting and from praying and from keeping the commandments, the 10 Commandments, and all the others that Heavenly Father has prescribed us, are given. That we should love our neighbor, that we should just be kind to one another and treat each other as ourselves, or even better. I know that others need help and that we need to help each other. And sometimes we need to let ourselves be helped because others can't help you if you don't let yourself help. And I say these things in the name of Jesus